Om. 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 Yogena chittasya padena vacha malam sharirasya cha vaidyakena yopakarotam pravaram munina Patanjalim pranjalim anatosmi nityam. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat, Parabrahma, Tasmai, Shri Gurave Namaha, Harihi Om, Shri Gurubhyo Namaha, Harihi Om. My humble pranams to all Atma Jyotis, divine light of the self. I welcome all of you to today's session of Yoga Sutra. I am a student, I am a sadhaka. I am conducting this study hour as a means for my learning. I am not a jnani, I am not a pandita, I am not a guru. I am doing this only as a means for my learning. If there are any mistakes, please forgive me. We are studying Yoga Sutra, Patanjali Yoga Sutra. In the last session, we have studied Sutra number 31 in chapter 1. 1.31 we have studied. Today's session, we will study 1.32. Let me share my screen. Sutra number 1.32, Patanjali Yoga Sutra, as per Vyasa Bhashyam. Sutra number 1.32, Avataranika, Adhaite, Vikshepaha, Samadhi, Pratipakshastabhyam, Eva, Abhyasa Vairagyabhyam, Nirodhavyaha, Tatra Abhyasasya Vishayam, Upasamharan Nidamaha. Meaning, through Abhyasa, practice, and Vairagya, dispassion, one should do Nirodha, stopping, eliminating the Chitta Vikshepa. So far, we have studying about the obstacles to the yoga. Chitta Vikshepas we have studied. What are the Vikshepas? Starting from Vyadi, Sthana, etc. Those are the Chitta Vikshepas. They are the Vigna, obstacles to the yoga. Of these two, which are Abhyasa and Vairagya, this sutra, which is going to come, 32 Sutra, is a Upasamhara, concluding verse about the topic of Abhyasa. Yoga Sutra 1.32, Tatra Pratishedardham Ekatatva Abhyasaha. Tatra Pratishedardham Ekatatva Abhyasaha. Meaning, for the Nirodha, eradication of those Vikshepas, one should do practice, Abhyasa of Ekatattva. Ekatattva means the singular principle, the one single principle. We'll see what is that one single principle. We should do practice of Ekatattva to eradicate the Vikshepas. That is tatra, means those vikshepas, pratishedardham, for the eradication of that, ekatattva abhyasaha. Do abhyasa, practice of ekatattva, single principle. Vyasa Bhashya explains about this. What is the Vyasa Bhashya? For the destruction of vikshepa, vyadhi, etc., do practice or focus of mind on of ekatattva alambana, depending on the single principle, which is Ishvara, God or Brahman. Practice on the ekatattva alambana, depend on the single principle, God or Ishvara or Brahman. Here, the single principle, ekatattva, has to be understood as referring to Ishvara, God. With the help, alambana of Ishvara, God, one will overcome the vikshepa and vigna of yoga. The chitta vikshepa, the distractions, vikshepa we have seen in the previous sutras, vigna, the obstacles to the yoga. Some commentators said that the single principle refers to some single entity like jiva, individual entity, or focus on an object. They opined that single principle is not just referring to Ishvara alone, it can be any single entity. This may not be correct because of the following reasons. As per Patanjali Yoga Sutra, there are three eternal tattvas, principles. One is the Prakriti, the matter, seen, Drishyam, and second is Jivatma, which is Purusha, individual spirit, or the Drashta, seer. Third tattva, eternal tattva, is Ishvara, God or the Supreme Spirit. We have seen this. One can say the single principle in this sutra can refer to any of these three tattvas. Let us take one by one and analyze. If Eka Tattva refers to Prakriti, matter, as per Patanjali Yoga Sutra, which are going to come in second chapter, Drashtu Drushyayoho Samyogo Heya Hetuhu. The association of seer with seen, Drashtu is the seer, Drushya is seen, Drashtu Drushyayoho Samyogo Heya Hetuhu is the cause of dukkha, heya, which needs to be eradicated. What is heya? Definition of heya is heyam dukkham anagatam. Heyam is that dukkham which is yet to come, which needs to be eradicated. The dukkham that is yet to come needs to be eradicated. So, what is this heyam cause? This one, the association between drashtu and drishyam. Basically, seer and seen. Basically, the Purusha and Prakriti. That means the drashtu is the individual Jivatma and drishyam is the Prakriti. The association between the seer and the Prakriti is the cause for suffering. And so, as per Patanjali Yoga Sutra, which is going to come in second chapter, association with Prakriti is heya. So we cannot say that Ekatattva Abhyasa on Prakriti can remove the Vikshepa, because the Vikshepa is caused by the association of Drashtu with the Drishyam, with the Prakriti. So you cannot focus on Prakriti to come out of the dukkham caused by the association with the Prakriti. So, we cannot say Ekatattva refers to Prakriti. Let us consider Drashta, individual Jiva, as the Ekatattva referred here. Then, who is Drashta? In Coming chapters, Patanjali describes Drashta Drushimatraha Shuddhopi Pratyayanu. Seer is the pure and the knowing principle of all experiences. So that is an individual jiva. The individual is in bondage with Prakriti. He is already in bondage. If possible, jiva will avoid the bondage in the first place itself. As jiva is already in bondage, there is no question of doing focus or taking the help of or practice on the self, individual self, to eradicate vikshepa. If the jiva knows how to get rid of vikshepa, what is the point of getting into bondage in the first place? Since the jiva is in bondage, it needs help. And who it can take help? It can take the help of, if it is considered that Eka Tattva, single principle, refers to a special person who is liberated, a liberated person, even then there is no individual who was not bound at one point of time. The only entity who is free at all times and places is Ishvara. Therefore, the single principle refers to Ishvara or God in this sutra. Also, in the Avataranika, Vyasa Bhashya, it is said that this sutra is the Upasamhara, meaning concluding verse of this topic. To understand Upasamhara, one should look at the Arambha of the topic, which is the beginning of the topic. The topic starts with the Arambha of this topic is Ishvara Pranidhana. The current set of sutras which are dealing with a particular topic is about Ishvara. The Arambha is Ishvara Pranidhana. Therefore, the conclusion is also about Ishvara. Therefore, we are talking about Ishvara as the single principle. So it is established that the Eka Tattva, single principle in this sutra, refers to Ishvara or God. With the help of Ishvara, one gets rid of Vigna like Vikshepa, Vyadhi, etc. After this, Vyasa Bhashya for this sutra goes on arguing against the Kshanika Chitta Vada. What it is, we will see. Kshanika Chitta Vada. What is Kshanika Chitta Vada? Kshana means moment. Kshanika means momentary. As per this theory, everything is momentary. Everything is temporary, momentary, comes and goes. Every moment, objects are created freshly. The older objects are destroyed every moment and freshly created again. So the world we are seeing, every moment it gets destroyed and every moment it gets created, and it happens so fast that you are not able to perceive it. Therefore, the mind, the chitta, is also kshanika, momentary. Mind is created freshly every moment. The old mind dies and gets destroyed, and a new mind takes its place. This is the kshanika chitta vada. This kshanika vada is in the modern days, Buddhism is associated with the kshanika vada. One form of Buddhism is associated, one school of Buddhism is associated with kshanika vada. However, the kshanika vada does not begin with Buddhism. It was there earlier also. It was mentioned in the Patanjali Yoga Sutra, which is before Buddhism, and the Vyasa Bhashya mentions it before Buddhism, and also it was mentioned in the Kapila's, sage Kapila's Sankhya Sutra. Sage Kapila, which is the oldest philosophical treatise, Sage Kapila argued against Kshanika Vada. The Kshanika Vada is a theory that is there since time immemorial. It was there from a very long time. It was known even in Kapila's time. It is not just about Buddhism. So, in this commentary, Vyasa Bhashya, For this sutra, Vyasa is arguing against Kshanikavada. In the Bhashya for this sutra, Vyasa argues against Kshanika Chittavada. He puts forth the following arguments against Kshanika Chittavada, momentary mind, and mentions the defects of that theory. What are the defects? If Chitta is momentary, if you consider Chitta as momentary, coming and going, and Chitta gets created with every thought each moment, and Chitta gets destroyed every moment, then at a given moment, in any given moment, the mind has only one thought. And that Chitta, that mind, in that time period, is anyways already a focused mind and a concentrated mind, because it has only one thought. It gets destroyed, new mind gets created, new thought comes. At any given point of time, one mind has one thought, so the mind is already focused. Therefore, there is no need of meditation, or there is no need of yoga abhyasa. Why are we talking about this Shastra, Yoga Shastra? Where is the need for meditation? Because the mind gets created every moment, has one thought, gets destroyed, created again, has another thought. So the mind, which at any given point has only one thought, so that mind is anyway concentrated and focused. Therefore, there is no question of vikshepa. If there is vikshepa, we can think about a yoga abhyasa, practice of yoga, to remove the vikshepa. But this kshanika chitta at any given point of time has only one thought, and it is anyway focused. Therefore, there is no question of vikshepa. Therefore, there is no question of doing meditation or yoga abhyasa. Second defect is, if Kshanikavadis say that mind needs to be focused on one object, it is not at all possible, as chitta is, mind is kshanika or momentary. Before you focus on a single object, the mind gets destroyed. So what focus are we talking about? Mind gets destroyed, created, destroyed, created. So there is no question of focus. And different minds, mind one, mind two, cannot focus on one object. It is not possible. Therefore, here also you cannot advocate yoga abhyasa for a student. So yoga abhyasa is not possible. Vikshepa is also not possible. The third defect it has is, if Kshanikavadis say that one mind which is created again and again sees different objects, therefore practice of yoga has to be advised so that it focuses on one object. How can the object seen by mind one be known to mind two? This is the question. Mind one sees one object, mind two sees another object. How does mind two know what is object seen by mind one? Because mind gets destroyed and created. There are mind one, mind two, mind three in a point of times. So mind two does not know what mind one has seen, and mind one does not know what mind two has seen. Also, the karma done by mind one has to be born, experienced by mind two. How is it possible? It is injustice, because this is objectionable, this is deplorable, as Gomaya Payasaniya Nyaya. What that is Gomaya means cow dung, Payasa means the sweet pudding made from milk. So both cow dung and the payasa are made from the product of the cow. Can we eat both cow dung and the payasa? Not possible. So this theory that there are mind one and mind two, and the karma done by mind one is born, experienced by mind two, is objectionable, is deplorable than the Gomaya Payasaniya Nyaya. The biggest defect in Kshanika Chittavada is that it is against Pratyaksha Pramana, direct perception, direct experience. What is our direct experience is, in the daily common experience, it is a common knowledge that I see an object and I taste the same object. I mean, two experiences of the object is happening and I am seeing the object. After some time, I am tasting the object. And I have seen and tasted. I am the same mind that saw the object and tasted it. This feeling I am having. I saw the object, I tasted the object. I am the same person who has seen the object and who is tasting the object. This sameness of with respect to myself is experience, direct experience of everyone. It's a common experience. This daily, everyday common experience is not possible in Kshanika Chittavada, momentary minds. Because in Kshanika Chittavada, the mind that saw the object is gone and a new mind has tasted the object. How can there be a continuous experience? Whereas in daily, everyday common experience, we have a continuity in experiencing. Objection number 5 is, if Kshanikavadis say that mind is momentary and in the momentary mind, experiences of objects are happening momentarily and this is a continuous flow which is causing vikshepa. Therefore, focus on one experience continuously. Hence, yoga abhyasa can be advised. If you say like that, this is faulty logic also. Because if I may ask, where is this continuity of flow located? Is it in the chitta, mind, or in the flow of object experiences? Both are kshanika. Mind is kshanika, object is kshanika. Therefore, there cannot be a flow of experiences. And since everything is a kshanika, mind is already focused. Therefore, there is no question of yoga abhyasa. Therefore, it is established that one chitta, mind, experiences all objective experiences. Therefore, it is possible for yoga abhyasa to focus mind. And with this one-pointed mind, focus on Ishvara, God. That is the conclusion. The teaching of yoga, samadhi, becomes relevant if we accept that chitta, mind, is in kshipta, muda, and vikshipta states. We have seen what is kshipta, muda, and vikshipta in the previous sutras, Vyasa Bhashyam. And this mind has to be focused on Ishvara to overcome the obstacles like Vyadhi, etc. Vyasa took the opportunities of this sutra to argue against Kshanikavada, because if we accept Kshanikavada, then momentary mind is already focused on one object and yoga abhyasa, samadhi with the help of Ishvara becomes irrelevant. Therefore, taking this opportunity, Vyasa has argued against Kshanikavada in the commentary Bhashya for this sutra. Thank you very much. Hari Om Tat Sat. Shri Krishna Arpanamastu.